And we're back for night 3. Because of LugNet, I posted, as I mentioned the other night, I posted to LugNet. LugNet, on a few news groups on LugNet, they still send out emails to people when there are new postings to that specific news group. When I posted to LugNet Robotics or Technic, I said Technique, a person in the UK named Malcolm saw it, read it, was very intrigued about these things, and we started corresponding via email. So LugNet has been a huge help after all these years of nobody using it. LugNet's been a huge help for ascertaining how these things work, because my friend Malcolm has been emailing with me back and forth. So I mentioned in a previous video that we figured out what most of these buttons do, but I said that JSW means jump switch, I thought, and JMP means jump. And Malcolm agreed. He says that jump probably means go to. An old programming code is basically go to a different line in the program, and JSW means go to a different line in the program when the switch is pressed. So since there's no lines, at least that I've been using, there's no coding of lines. Basically, you hit a button and you hit a time for it. That's line 1. And then if you do a next command and you do a more time, that's line 2. So you keep track of it, or you can write them down. Like, as I said before, this is forward and backwards and left and right. I did say milliseconds in the last video. It's tenths of a second. I just have a tough time saying tenths, and I just ignored it, so I said milliseconds. So it is tenths of a second. So forward and backwards is the time is every second. So if you go forward for 2, it goes forward for 2 seconds. If you go left or right and you hit 2, it goes 0.2 seconds. So you actually have to put 20 in there, 20, for it to go 2 seconds left or right. Of course, this little one here means beep. It makes the nice beeps. I still haven't gotten out to work consistently. I've had it working at some point, and it turns on this motor output, but not consistently. And it's very odd because I type in the same thing, and sometimes this lights up and sometimes it doesn't. But now I just been playing with JSW and JMP, so I'll show you. So I got my handy dandy 6 volt converter now. I'm gonna try maybe a different voltage later, but if I go here and I go, let's say sound for 1, and then sound for 2, that's line 2 now. Sound for 3, that's line 3 is the code. Sound for 4, that's 4 lines of code, and we hit the checkbox and hit go. It's gonna beep once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Now I can just add a jump to 1. So now what happens when you hit go? It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It keeps going. So I'm going to stop that because now it's a loop. You can't get out of a loop. So I'm going to clear that 1 line. So I got rid of the jump line. The other 4 lines are still there, the 4 beeps. So if I go to jump to, say, 3, I'm going to hit stop so you can hear the whole thing. So now it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. So that's kind of neat. It's kind of, it is a go-to in the old basic language. So jump means go to. Now, this is the really cute part. I'm going to hit clear line, so that got rid of the jump command. And I'm going to use the JSW command instead. I'm going to go JSW. I'm going to go back to 1. And then I'm going to hit go. And that was the program, because, of course, SW means switch. So I have to actually plug in the switch. I'm going to hit go. I'm going to hold the light button down. And now it detects that the switch is on. So now it's just going to cycle through the code. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let go. And it's going to stop at 4. So that's kind of neat. And then, so if the JSW, I'm going to clear that line. I'm going to put JSW to line 3. So it's going to go to the 3 beeps. And I'm going to go jump to 1. And so what should happen is that while the switch is pressed, it's just going to go from 3 to 4. And if I let go of the switch, it's going to jump right back to 1. So let's go, hit go. switch isn't pressed, so it's just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to hit the button, and it's going to go 3 to 4, 3 to 4, 3 to 4, 3 to 4, and then I'm going to let go. It's going to go back to 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, that's a loop. It's kind of neat. So that was illuminating. So now I can actually write a bit of code to take into account at least this switch. While I'm here, and I'm going to test it now. I don't think this is going to do anything. I'm going to hit go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So this JSW here only goes with this port. I have to figure out how to get these two switch ports to be programmable, so I can actually use. For example, the touch buttons on here. So this thing will walk, drive, and hit something and back up. Right now I could probably just use this. Well, let's just try that. I'm going to add on this guy, on the black side. I'm going to put him through here. And I should remember which one's black. Plug him in first. So he's going to go into the JSW port. How's that going to work? I have to figure this out. And clear the program. I'm going to go forward for 2. And I'm going to test that. Right, I'm going to go right for 20. Okay, yeah, these are backwards. Okay. So, I'm trying to figure this out because it seems the jumper has to be pressed and then it goes to a different line of code. Just uno momento, por favor. I have to figure out the code just now. So I'm going to forward for 1. I'm going to JSW. No. Oh, this is what I could do. Right for 15 or 12 as code line 1, forward for 1, and then if I JSW to 1 but jump to 2, stop. So it's a bit of a hack. So since I did the right at 1 and the forward at 2, I'm doing a JSW back to 1, so it would only go back to 1 when the button gets pushed, which is to turn right. That's not going to work anyway. Well, we'll see what happens. I'm going to hit go. Well, I'm going to try to figure it out. I want to see the switch working, so I'm going to play with it a little bit right now. I'm not going to waste your time. We're at 11 minutes, and if I get it tonight, if I forget and I don't come back to this, special thanks to Lugnet and Malcolm for getting back to me, or special thanks to Lugnet for still working as fantastically as always, and thanks to Malcolm for getting back to me and having a conversation about this programmable brick from many, many years ago. Take care. All the best. Bye. Wire wasn't connected. So there's no screw in there. So let's just go with the wire. So let's see, can't use that one. Okay. That 101 stuff. Check the wiring. Okay. I'm going to have to reprogram this thing entirely now. So I will fix this very, very quick. Let's put it back in here. go. There we go. Just back on top. Switch guys. Plug it in here. Light comes on. Anywho, rookie mistake. So let's just try this again. I'm going to clear the entire program because I don't know where I am. I'm going to go backwards for 1. I'm going to go right for 10 hundredths of a second. Tenths of a second, I mean. I'm going to go forward for 1. I'm going to go JSW, so if the switch is pressed, I want to go to 1, so it'll go backwards and turn. But if the switch isn't pressed, I'm going to jump to 3, which is just going forward. And then I'm going to go checkbox. Okay, so now, fingers crossed that this does something that's supposed to do. I'm going to hit go. I'm going to go back, it's going to turn. So now she's going to go forward. And look at that, programmed. Huh. Well, that just makes me exceedingly happy. You might gather that I absolutely love this hobby. I've loved this hobby since my earliest memories. Of course, back then there was no electric bricks or programmable bricks back in 19 something. But I've loved this hobby. I've never had a dark ages. I've been with this hobby through my single digits, through my teens, through my college years, through my 20s and 30s and my 40s, where I met most of my friends on LugNet and everywhere else. I love this hobby, and this, as old as it is, has impressed me so much in the past couple days. Anywho, the JMP and the JSW are now resolved. So the mysteries are down to the out button, which I have, as said, worked intermittently. I still can't figure out why. I program it once, and what happens is, for example, I go out and I go say 10, I go checkbox, the light comes on. Okay, so light's in there. Light doesn't come on. I don't get it. I don't get it. Now I'll clear the program out. Sorry, I'll clear the program and I'll go out exactly the same time. No light this time. No light. I don't understand. It makes no sense to me at all. So the out is a mystery. I have it working sporadically. This one I have never seen lit up, except when this thing beeps. And this very, very quickly, you go, let's say 9. You can see it flashing. So, but it looks like it's supposed to be a motor output. I don't understand that. And these two guys, obviously, the two switches for the motor, I had a loss. But the rest of it, stop's good. Checkbox is good. ×2 we worked out yesterday. P is pause, that worked out yesterday. The numbers are seconds or tenths of a second, or the line of the code. And again, you're not typing the line, you just have to remember the sequence that you made them. So 1 is your very first line. So if you go forward for 10, that's 10 seconds. That's 1 line of code. If I'm going to stop that. If you go, then you go right for 10 tenths of a second. That's line 2 of the code. So if you're going to jump to 2, it's just going to go keep on going right. If you jump to 1, it's going to go forward and then right in a loop. So the jump is good. JSW is good. ×2 is perfect. Left, right, back, forth is good. Pause is great. The numbers are fine. So it is out for this port. This port is a mystery, and these two switch ports are a mystery. So maybe that'll be tomorrow. Maybe it'll be next year. I don't know. But thank you for watching, and I will talk to you later. Take care.